Renting in a city as vibrant and bustling as Dhaka, it can be a real headache, right? But what if it didn't have to be? Today, we're going to dive into a solution that's honestly a game changer for renters, the furnished apartment. Let's get right into it. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever actually moved houses in Dhaka? If you have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But initial excitement for a new place, it just gets completely swallowed by a mountain of stress. It's a lot. And it's pretty obvious why it's so tough. I mean, it's so much more than just packing a few boxes. All of a sudden, you're trying to buy furniture, schedule deliveries, figure out how to install a washing machine, and then deal with all the paperwork for utilities. Wow, just saying it out loud is exhausting. But here's the thing. What if you could just skip all of that drama? Well, you can. And it's actually a pretty elegant solution. Let's talk about the magic of the move-in ready furnished apartment. So, what exactly is a furnished apartment? I mean, the name pretty much says it all, right? It's a home that is good to go from the second you get the keys. You just show up with your suitcase, and that's it. You can start living your life. No waiting around, no building furniture, just living. So, what can you usually expect to find inside? Well, we're talking about all the big stuff, the things that make a place feel like a home right away. A bed to sleep in, a sofa to relax on, a fridge for your food. A lot of them even have the Wi-Fi already set up. It's all about immediate comfort. And the perks? Oh, they are huge. First off, the convenience is just on another level. Second, you get to skip that giant upfront cost of buying all new furniture, which can save you a ton of money. This makes it absolutely perfect if you're only staying for a short time, and it gives you this amazing flexibility to just pick up and go if you need to. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, all right, this sounds pretty good. But the big questions are, where do you even start looking? And how much is this going to set you back? So let's get into the nitty-gritty: location, lifestyle, and of course, the budget. Listen, I really can't say this enough. In Dhaka, location isn't just a small detail. It's everything. In a city that's famous for its traffic, picking a spot close to your work or university isn't some luxury. It's a critical, strategic move that can literally save you hours every single week. Okay, so take a look at this. It gives you a really good snapshot of the city. You can see how different neighborhoods are kind of set up for different people. For example, Gulshan is a major hub for expats and business folks, so you'll find higher security there, and the rents reflect that. Then you have a lively place like Banani that attracts young professionals, or an area like Bashundara that's a go-to for students and families. Now, a super important thing to keep in mind here, those prices we just looked at, think of them as a starting point, a ballpark figure. The final rent is always going to shift based on the apartment size, how new it is, and exactly what's included, like do you get housekeeping or generator backup? Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, and the where. Now for the really practical part. How do you actually find one of these places without losing your mind? Let's walk through a smart search strategy. Think of it like a simple 4-step game plan. You're going to start online, maybe call in a pro, check out some online communities, and then, and this is the big one, you have to see the place with your own 2 eyes. Always. So when you start your search online, some really solid places to begin are sites like hotels.com, BD, and banglamart.com, which were actually some of the key sources we used for this explainer. They're built for this stuff, with detailed listings, photos, and prices to help you build a shortlist right from your couch. And that brings me to a pro tip that could literally save you from a major disaster. Seriously. Photos can be tricky. They can be old, touched up, or taken with a lens that makes a tiny room look huge. Nothing, and I mean nothing, beats seeing it for yourself to check on the real condition of the place and the furniture. So, you found it, the perfect spot. You're all set to sign the papers. But hold on, not so fast. Before you signed anything, we need to go through one last super important checklist. You absolutely have to ask these questions to avoid nasty surprises down the road. Like, are the utility bills included in the rent, or are they extra? What happens if an appliance breaks? Who do you call? And look, in a city like Dhaka, making sure there's a generator backup is a complete non-negotiable. And obviously, you want to feel safe, right? Your peace of mind is everything. So take a walk around and check out the security. Are there CCTV cameras? Is there a guard at the gate? Does the building have an intercom? These little things make a huge difference in how secure you'll feel. Oh, and here's one last little money tip to remember. While these places are fantastic for short stays, sometimes that flexibility costs a bit more per month.
So a 6-month lease might have a slightly higher rent than if you signed on for a full year. It's just something to weigh out depending on your plans.
So when you really think about it, opting for a furnished apartment isn't just about dodging the pain of furniture shopping. It's a bigger choice, right? It's a strategic move for a more flexible, modern way of living. It's about making a smart call that really fits what you need in a city that's always on the move. And that really brings us to the final, big question you have to ask yourself. How much do you value your time and your sanity? Is a simpler, move-in-ready life worth the rent? For a lot of people in Dhaka right now, the answer is a definite yes.